Welcome to the Nick and Zac Show. I'm your host, Nick, of the Nick and Zac Show. I look like shit.
And I'm your host, your co-host, Zach, and it is Crazy Hair Day because it is a nutcase day today. So I'm looking like Beekman from, what was it, Beekman's World, the freaking Bill Nye ripoff. That's the goal for the day. With me, I've got a rat running around somewhere, I swear. So, with us, we have a guest, Brian. I served with him in Afghanistan. I know he's been through a lot of different off and ons. They were also in Iraq as a Navy corpsman, correct?
Navy corpsman, and then served as a gunner's mate during that time frame too, for auxiliary security force.
I have no idea what half that means, other than the Marine
basically
Corps.
MP without.
The Marine Corps is so stupid that they have to have Navy medics, because if they had their own medics, they would put a tourniquet around their neck for a bleeding foot.
That's a quite possibility. Now, most of the treatments were crowns, but you know.
But so we'll start, because we got Nick very randomly, because who knows how long he'll actually stay. But we have a guest that he knows that we're drifting conversation for a change somewhere interesting. But we're going to start out with, I've been trying to get rid of guinea pigs, right? Horribly so. Oh, yeah. Horribly so. Finally got rid of what should be hopefully the last guinea pig, Nick. Okay? So should be done with this whole guinea pig madness conversation. This lady,
I don't know. I've got one.
This lady drives 45 fucking minutes to come get this guinea pig. Okay? Okay. We're supposed to be getting $20 for a guinea pig with the cage, the whole freaking 9 yards. Cage, food bowl, little house, freaking water dish, everything else. You know, she hands us $10 Well, actually, her fiance or whatever hands me, like, it looks like a couple different fives. So I think maybe there's a 10, whatever. I just take it. I want this fucker gone, so I don't say anything. But I realize that this is not the agreed upon amount. Right? So, whatever. But she makes a comment, wow, that cage is really big. It's a fucking guinea pig. Are you kidding me? What do you expect it to be in a hamster ball? Are you fucking shitting me? That cage is big. No fuck. The thought? And then starts messaging my wife later, but wow, he's bigger than I thought he was. He looks smaller in the picture. Well, yeah, because you thought he was in a hamster cage, you stupid cunt. Are you serious right now? I shit you not. This goes even better. All right, Nick, are you tracking this, right? If I handed you a guinea pig cage, right, and in that guinea pig cage comes the water bottle, and it's the one with the spring that wraps around the water bottle to hook to the cage, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever owned one of these things? Maybe like when you were 10?
Guinea pig? No.
No, the water bottle things.
Oh, the water bottle thing? Yeah. Can't remember what the fuck for, but yeah. Okay. But I know what it's for.
They're not a hard concept. They don't even come with instructions, correct?
No.
Okay. This bitch messages my wife, can't figure out how the water bottle hooked because it keeps falling all the way down. Every time she hooks it, it falls all the way down. My wife sends her a picture of what the water bottle should look like. And the lady comes back with, hey, it's still just falling. And it's like, I'm about to say, just block this bitch. Like, this is her problem, her guinea pig now. I don't care. That they're probably just fattening it up for their Thanksgiving dinner. Like, I just don't care at this point. Okay?
I'm pretty sure they have YouTube videos for this.
You would think so, right? Here's the problem. This lady, I shit you not, is trying to hang it on the inside of the cage so the spout isn't pushing down against the fence line. It's just literally just trying to suspend it inside the cage. Like, I shit you not. I don't get it. People are stupid. It's insane.
Yeah. That is the world we live in today, where the simplicity of something that has been used for a multitude of generations, even at this point. In fact, I'm pretty sure, because I'm not exactly sure when that damn thing was invented, but it's been around probably a couple decades at least.
They use them for cows.
Yeah, maybe a bigger version, but yeah, it's not a hard concept. You put the nozzle on the outside of the fence going in so that it rests on it, then you strap the damn thing to the fucking fence. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
this came out in 1767.
see, almost
This thing is designed
3 centuries.
older than our country. All right. It's older than our fucking country.
3 goddamn centuries.
Now, don't fact check me on that, because I mean, YouTube's fact checking everybody about everything.
Well,
If you-
here's where you get that fact check. You ready? It actually comes from the Wikipedia site.
Oh, no, I know. We've been
Just so you're aware.
our last episode literally got the little blurb because in the title said the word president. It literally, that's how you get it. It depends on your title, and then I think they analyze your video. We might be fact checked now just because I said that this happened. So I mean, it is what it is.
You're using those trigger words, man. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Nick. It's a trigger word.
You can't say the T word.
Right.
You know, you got. If you say orange man, you're fine. But if you say anything that even remotely comes up with the T word,
You talking about playing poker? Like I have the trump card.
mm-hmm.
Does that count or not? I'm not sure.
No, actually that counts because I got fucking banned from Facebook for a little while for saying I trumped this person in a game of whatever, and they were like, fact check. I'm like, what? And so I argue with them, and they banned me temporarily for 3 days.
Here's the thing. Nick and I have had this conversation because this show was never supposed to become political. We drifted away from politics. But the problem is everything's political now. There's not a single thing. I can't talk Star Wars without it being political. And I got a damn this mirror image thing. I got a damn Boba Fett picture behind me. I can't even discuss this without it being political anymore.
Honestly,
same with the Baby Yoda.
all of that hasn't gotten us like more.
No, we're over the age of 13. We got that little thing. People actually have to log in to watch us.
Yeah.
Which, okay,
But
speaking of...
someone is bound to probably report that, or this fake one.
While I've got you,
Yeah.
I literally had to screenshot the images on this. These little fucking these little shitbirds that started a Nick and Zac show after us, freaking, they're at 19 subscribers and 26 videos. Okay, we're literally at 14 subscribers and 29 videos. What the fuck's going on here? This is insane. When Nick doesn't share the video, we don't get views. When Nick shares the video, we get views. And of course, now is when Nick runs away. It's he sees me talking about other.
I'm not running away right now. I know when I share the video, it gets
Nick
more.
ran to hide. I mean, that's what happened here. Nick ran and hid the second the word politics happened.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to keep the show away from politics as much as possible.
No, and that's what I'm saying. That's the conversation here, and it's bringing in an outside perspective, someone who hasn't been on the show. How hard is it to talk anything right now and it not be turned into a conversation?
It's actually quite difficult, even in the realm of psychology. It's still quite difficult.
And that's Nick, and that's what I brought Brian on to discuss was he's working on finishing his degree so he can move into his graduate program where he's going to have to write his thesis and dissertation. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
Okay, making sure I understand college. I'm a college dropout, so we're not going to pretend I know what the fuck I'm doing. But when he goes,
I will be working on a thesis.
He's specializing in PTSD and combat veterans, having been a PTSD diagnosed combat veteran. on a show full of PTSD diagnosed combat veterans. So, and that's where Nick the slide in, the concept of political, because everything is political in this element here, and this is a different style of politics than what you're normally concerning yourself with. This is something you can weigh in too, Nick, is targeting towards our service members for having any sort of PTSD symptoms while they're still serving, and how that turns into a career ender. And
this is more of the military politics of how the inner workings work.
Right. And so, when Nick finally gets to the point he can safely unmute his microphone, because, whatever it is, he's probably trying to eat, actually, realistically. Yeah. And so what route are you trying to take? Because you were telling me something about trying to take a route to, hoping you can force the military. Because, I mean, that's the only way. Yeah, you're the one who said, hopefully they can change their mind, but it's forcing them to change their
it's forcing them to look at a different view in its own, because the way it works is like the moment that you utter, I have PTSD, the command just shits the bed and they leave you be and pretty much try to force you out the door as quickly as possible, because you become a problem for them. Right. Because you're not there for training, or you're not there capacity wise. So we go through all these integration programs. When we get ready to deploy, we train. We go through from there, and we are supposed to do with the TAP program or the ACAP program. We're supposed to reintegrate and learn how to reintegrate into normal human society. Problem that we face is that there is no true integration for anybody that's dealing with issues from combat or any form of PTSD that they may have experienced within the service, because there are forms that are not just combat related. There's, the sharp cases and so on and so forth.
Right.
So, I'm not going to limit it to just to that aspect, but the fact that you even utter the word, or somebody utters a word, or you get a profile, immediately you're targeted and labeled.
You just mutter the word behavioral health, and I need to see something.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Even if you utter it, Nick, you might have a problem.
Nick, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, in your experience in your job field was a whole different MOS. You would have that same issue, correct?
Yeah, we still dealt with that issue, even though we promoted it as corpsman.
Right. Well, I'm trying to get Nick to weigh in, because he was in a different job field than both of us, and I'm not sure if he's. I know he can probably hear us, but what he's up to, because all I get is a mute microphone, and he's wanted us to drift away. And that is, like I said, the sheer concept is to drift away from constant politics, because this show used to be a politically oriented show, and again, I got to the point, especially after the impeachment process, where I just couldn't keep. I was just too much. I was like, I got to walk away, and I did. But at that point, I'd already progressed back towards I'd more down the religious path, and that's just because that's where I was supposed to be before I joined the Army, and then that took me sheer the other direction. Working my way back that way, where I substituted overwhelming myself with politics into bringing it back a little bit, and then overwhelming myself a little bit more on understanding doctrine and everything else, which isn't a bad thing, because that's a study, and it's easier to follow because it doesn't change every 2 seconds. You're relearning and finding different interpretation and things like that. A lot easier, which that's its own politics. But then all this COVID thing happened, and that knowing we were coming into politics again, we went into the lockdown, which, and this ties into a little bit of what we were talking about too. Went into this lockdown, and when we went to lockdown, like for me, my job trade, if we went into another lockdown, that I don't know what'll happen. It'll probably bankrupt my family. And that's something Nick and I discussed, because his job isn't one where the lockdown puts it all halt to his ability to keep working. Where an infection would, where mine it's It's a little bit more because I'm in transportation, and being in transportation, it depends on what kind of freight you're moving and everything else. And with that, you run into issues. And that's where it's like, so I've become a little more focused and narrow-minded in what's going on, where Nick's kind of like, wanting to push away because when he's, dealing with his job, all his coworkers just want to ramble about politics instead of giving it that personal touch. And when we were discussing things the other day, Nick's like, you know what? I completely wasn't seeing it from that narrowed perspective of this is my entire life right now on the line. And then that's where we came into that. But we are trying to drift back away from politics. Then that's one of the things is, with these lockdowns and these other issues that we're going through, that's going to cause even more issues with people's PTSD issues, correct?
No, that definitely is. I mean, even those that are not suffering from PTSD, they're simply dealing with mass amounts of depression increasing. A lot of people with anxiety because of the fact that they don't know where their paychecks are going to be coming from. I know a lot of people are posting. Like I said, I've also tried to get away from politics as much as possible. It's kind of hard because I get sucked back in. But
it does.
It's like a fucked up drug.
It is, and
because I know a lot of people are waiting on those stimulus checks. That was one thing that we were at least promised at the first time, that this was going to be a continuation. No, everybody was going to work together, and then it became more politicalized as a weapon versus a help to push people through this stuff.
I also think too many people relied on that instead of going, hey, sometimes it doesn't pay the bills. And if you just shut yourself down in fear and you already have depression issues, you're just going to make it worse.
Yeah. Like with my wife, she works in the pharmaceuticals right now. And the place that she works at, she works for Kroger Pharmacy. They've cut back hours like galore because they don't have enough income coming in to be able to support the hours to keep staff on hand to continue to operate in normal procedures. So that's where most of those reliefs and subsidies for like the stimulus programs, those were going to like the CARES Act. They were pumping out money to keep these people open, like the essential places. And the same with the trucking industry, for the logistics purpose of getting food to and from, fuel to and from, toilet paper.
But if you're 80% automotive, I mean, there's only so much freight that gets moved, even if there's a high demand. Everybody's fighting at the bit for it. So, I mean, I ended up moving quite a bit of like hand sanitizer, but even that was still, there's only so much that could get produced. So everybody's producing locally, which means you're not moving it.
Out here in Kentucky with the Jim Beam Distillery, we've got a few other bourbon distilleries. They're creating hand sanitizer, and I mean, I'm telling you what, this stuff is god awful smelling. It smells like straight up somebody just poured Everclear into a bottle and put some gel in it. It's one of those horrible smells.
And it comes down to a lot of it. There's just some of these businesses are living so much in fear that they don't know what they're going to do, which just amplifies depression.
Yeah. And it also amplifies the anxiety issue of it all too, because you're not knowing when you're going to get furloughed or replaced, like with the whole situation of being able to file unemployment. Yeah, you can, but there's a large waiting process where I know a lot of people in my everyday life that I speak with on a day-to-day basis that have been waiting on unemployment now since March and can't get on it.
And that's where I question, because I've watched a lot of people. I've seen people who during it said they couldn't. They weren't allowed to collect unemployment. They couldn't, and I'm like, you can quit your job right now and you can get unemployment. There's just no question about it. So, and every state's going to be a little different on how quickly it goes and how it doesn't, and where your claim actually is and things like that. But that and besides the point, but the amplification of that. I really wish Nick hadn't up and disappeared on us, because then we can continue the conversation we were having on PTSD in the military a lot easier, because if it's just two people talking, it's not the same open-ended back and forth.
No, definitely, exactly. Like one of the things too is that I've noticed as well. It's one of the centralizations of where I was going with the idea of trying to change their mind, because they have a narrow view of perception, and perception changes the concepts of what your reality is. So if you have a broken item, how many times do we go to the motor pool and there's a down truck? Did we throw it away? Did we discard it?
It's like the perception that we have a host on this show, but it's just, there's no input. So is he here or is he not? I mean, you just.
I know I'm only like half here, but I can still hear you talking shit.
Good. That's fine. We don't even know what you're doing. That's the point. I'm not going to stop talking shit when you're not putting input. Where I blatantly asked a question of you 10 minutes ago in this show, and still have yet to get an answer. But so I'm just going to continue talking shit. It's fine.
All right. Well,
okay. No, but I wouldn't put it past him. But no, we got our social media manager, which is my wife. She's like, oh, you said the word politics, so he ran off. I was like, I didn't text that to you. She's like, no, what? It's just, come on now, it's Nick. He said he was done with it. It's like, okay, hopefully not that far done that he just freaking up and disappears like that.
Yeah, well, this is a different beast of politics, because the military has always been political to begin with.
Right, and
its own right.
Well, Nick's perspective on it is a lot more unique on it, and that's why I think that his point of view would both help you and give some enlightenment on the same path. And that's why I was trying to bring his input in, because I know a little bit of his story, but it's a little bit more, and it's not even all towards psychological. It's towards just medical issues in general, and the issues that you get from that.
You see, that's the one thing that I know that there's what they call, like, if you remember Sergeant G, he used to talk about Fort Drum being the land of milk and honey for him, because he had the sweet command, the command that actually cared, and they took the time.
We got Nick back. Here we go. Nick, as an infantryman, right? Because you're in a whole different realm of MOS. What was the perspective given towards you guys in general if you said, I need to see behavioral health?
Get the fuck out of the infantry.
Yeah.
And it could literally be you need to see them because your wife's hanging out with 12 other dudes on the weekend while you're out in the field, right?
Yeah. Or
you're supposed to just suck it up.
28 dudes for fucking heroin, coke, and meth just because, she doesn't know how to make a living or choose a job or even stay to one job. But you're gone for field for 2 weeks, and she decides it's a good time to throw a house party, throw tinfoil all over the place with fucking residue, get you almost fucking busted by the MPs. But hey, what the fuck do I know? I'm not speaking from experience here.
You're out now. You're medically retired, so you're good.
Exactly.
But no, and so with the infantry, though, if you say I need to see behavioral health, it's almost a career ender right then and there. Not even think I have PTSD. I just need to talk to somebody to make sure that I'm good tomorrow.
Sorry, I got with my mic.
I got held at E5 over wanting to get help, over wanting to try and become something better. I literally got stripped of promotable status, of rank, everything, because meds I got put on were too potent at the time, and they didn't have them diagnosed right because, that's the fix. Oh, you have a problem? Here's some meds. It'll fix you. You're good to go.
A good one I like to give out was that Zyprexa? What was it, like a 52-hour half-life or some nonsense? Like, if you take it at 9 o'clock at night, do not drive at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That's where most what I'm trying to get at, too, is that not always are you needing that heavy medications, because Effexor is another one that affected me in a similar manner where I wasn't allowed to be promotable. it fucking sucked.
Yeah.
I got put up for med board and denied promotion board, which is completely illegal as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I know Nick ran into just on the medical side when you shattered your ankle, correct? That was the final one right there.
Yeah, when I shattered my foot.
Yeah, slipped down one step, shattered out like half your hip and your left arm and no, seriously though, he fell down the stairs because he tried catching himself. Because I mean, stairs, army stairs are they're more
concrete and steel.
Stairs than
And we
an
mopped them.
all right, there's just no way around it.
They were freshly mopped concrete and steel.
Yeah, we wax fucking steps and wonder why the fuck people fall down them. Like, let's be real here.
Who does that?
No, I agree.
But what was the perspective once you were injured like that?
The initial?
Just the way the army treated you as a whole.
So the way it ended up working out was that I broke my foot. They're like, okay, we'll keep you on, up for surgery. Okay, all right, dickbag, you're on special assignment. You're going to do CT for 1 day, have 1 day off until you're done with surgery.
That sounds familiar to me.
Yep. And it's literally, oh, you're broke. We can't use you. So you're no good to the meat grinder. You've already processed through. We're just going to shove you into the back of some back corner. Forget about you. Nothing you've done matters. And that's how it is up until the points where when they finally realized that it was going to take me longer to heal than I was viable for. And they sent me to that warrior transition unit or medical unit, whatever it's called in the Navy.
It's a chapter, yeah.
No, I'm also Army. I retired out of the Army. So I know it's WTU.
Yeah.
Navy calls it the same thing. It's just the wounded unit.
Okay, yeah. So, and then they transfer you over to that. And the way it's written in WTU is it's supposed to be a transition unit to
transition
heal and transition either back in or out. You're supposed to set your goals when you get in there, and my goal was to return active duty, but I ended up on.
Here's how it works, Nick. Both paths turn out. They make it look like you're going back into the Army, and then they crank you back out. You're just fucked. Once you hit WTU, you're done.
That's all any of the branches are across the board are a solid meat grinder. Oh, hey, we have this warm body. Let's put it through as much shit as we possibly can. Possibly break it. If we do, oh well, we'll send it on through.
Right.
All it is.
Yep. It's no joke.
I don't understand the concept either. By the way, who all here has quit drinking?
No.
No? Okay. You probably should.
I literally can't drink.
Because you have to work in the morning.
Yeah.
Here's the problem.
So you're one of the working stiffs. I got it.
Here's the problem, though, right? For him, he actually technically could, as long as he will be completely sober by the time he has to start his shift.
Which, under guidelines, both
right,
federal, state, and local.
Right, but for like me,
if I have a sip now, I'm fucked.
With me, a .04, then that's a DUI. No matter whether it's a personal vehicle or a professional vehicle, permanently, as long as I maintain my license.
With me, I just got to deal with the law of my wife. That's it.
I'm just saying.
She's got guidelines. Her guidelines are don't get drunk and get stupid.
Out of any one of the three of us on this show, you would be the one who needs those guidelines.
Who, me or?
Yes,
Nick.
You. No,
I know this. After my experience of dealing with, I was drinking, and I had an episode and running through the streets naked trying to get somebody to kill me. Yeah, I would say I definitely needed those guidelines. But it's been years. 2010 is a long ways off, and things have changed where there's a lot of medications that I'm not on anymore.
Right.
Just because the fact I've been finding different ways to do it.
Yeah, well, that's the biggest problem is one, the military is 100% a concept of if you don't live in the barracks, get as drunk as you want. If you live in the barracks, that you can't. If you're married, we expect you to drink to be able to deal with your family, which is the stupidest answer. And then we put you on a bunch of psych medication at the same time and tell you you're good.
And see, that's where I have the problem with what the military does is when it comes down to the behavioral health, that we have extraordinary leaps and bounds and different types of technology that we can use. Have you ever heard of transmagnetic stimulation, TMS?
I've heard reference of it because it was brought up in a case study that I was in.
Yes. Basically, we use an electromagnetic field generated around your head. It's supposed to actually help reset your brain.
Yep.
And not in a bad way. It's supposed to help eliminate with depression, and it's an ongoing process. It's not like an instantaneous. Some people do.
Right.
Some
Hold
people
on.
it's instantaneous.
Right here. Yeah. You and Elon Musk can go fuck yourselves and your little fucking Neuralink shit. All right.
This isn't neuro.
You ain't putting any goddamn magnets near my head.
Hi.
Would it interfere with your tinfoil hat?
I don't trust any of you fuckers to put anything near my head.
Now, see, the VA is starting to
I
do
understand not trusting me.
an electrode into the brain.
Has anybody looked? Did they launch the Dragon shuttle today like they were supposed to?
I did not hear anything about that yet.
Look, you want to not talk politics, Nick? This is still politics. I don't care. Like I said, politics is everything. As long as they launched, I'm happy because politics stopped NASA from going to the fucking moon when we used to go there. Why the fuck have we waited so long to go to the moon? Like, what the fuck? That's politics, Nick. And I want to go watch idiots go to the moon. And I want to watch fucking Democrats launch their asses to Mars and live there.
I'm not saying I don't understand it. I'm saying we can still have a very conceptual show without it. I mean, we haven't even been talking about politics in the last 5-10 minutes.
Well, we were talking about a different form of politics because we all know that we're all veterans. We all know that the military has its own set of politics.
Right.
And they're very different than, electoral politics.
Right.
But
we're told what they are. We don't have a choice in it.
Yeah. And see, but that's like
our contract is over and we can leave and say, bye, I got my fucking BD-214, kiss my ass.
Well, that's where we get that little caveat. At least you and I do, Nick. That caveat is that we're retired, so we're still acceptable to be punished by UCMJ to where we can have our retirement completely taken away.
True.
So we do actually have to be remotely cautious on what we speak.
Look, right. No, not really, because you got to stop and think. The last time they reactivated somebody who was retired to charge them that wasn't Petraeus. Good.
Just grab my smokes and my light out for this, please. Sorry.
Am I wrong? Like you're a nobody. You're not worth it. That's the thing. And my issue is, out of all realism, it's not just like the talk politics. I understand where Nick's coming from, but what I'm saying is everything's political, no matter how you look at it. Because if we start launching to the fucking moon again, that's political. It's not national politics. It's international politics. And you know what? Fuck all the other countries. I want to send all the Democrats with Hillary Clinton to go rule them on Mars, and we can all sit here happy, okay? And they can all have their emails on Mars.
I do agree with you. It's international politics because it becomes a grand stage of U.S. going back into space, and it's not so much a collaboration of the world. Going back into space. I
think right now it just proves the concept that if you have corporations that want to strive to beat somebody else, they will find the cheapest way to do it, and that's the thing. And that's the easiest thing.
I think it proves that capitalism does breed ingenuity and creativity.
I do agree.
It does.
Because that's what forces us to push ourselves to the next limit or to succeed is because in order to get to be on Elon Musk level, someone has to figure out a way from where they're at to what they want and they have to either do it bigger, better, or learn off of his lesson.
If they're picking up his seconds and then coming up and then eventually succeed him because they take a look at all the research that he's done or anything that they have done. What's that?
I fixed it, Nick. It's okay. Sorry, it was a technical error.
Oh.
I swear, Nick.
Technical error, my ass.
It was a technical error.
Don't say that word though.
What? What word?
You know what word? The word you put on the banner just about a minute or two ago.
All right. I can safely, at least 5 times in an episode, say Batacast here. It's if I say it too many times, it becomes an issue. And you know what? If you would have gone with it the right way, it would have worked. It would have been hilarious last week. But no, you had to just fuck me and check the fuck out and phone in the call. I mean, literally, you
I didn't phone it in. I did not phone that in.
The problem is,
offered that. I was offered that.
As the Nick and Zac Show, right? We cannot just ignore everything going on in the world when there's an election and it hit the first time in history. It's got to be talked about. When we can make jokes at the same time at the expense of politicians, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, you mean like Biden sounding like Jim Carrey from Liar Liar? That.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that's funny. But we were so repetitive on that episode that I was just kind of like,
because you weren't hitting it. You and Black were absolutely fucking like death.
I got stepped on every time I opened my mouth.
You wouldn't take it to human.
Every time I tried to talk about it, I just got stepped on by Black.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's got an issue where he does this and won't shut down. And it's fine. He's not here now, so you can take your what would you have said?
I don't even remember.
That's the point. No show prep from anybody else.
See, now that could be a cognitive decline issue with the fact of PTSD. PTSD does deal with issues with the mind.
Really?
As far as memory, as far as okay, have you ever heard the term sometimers?
Yeah, it's called Brian is old and the rest of us aren't. You old fuck.
Just because you guys sat back and told me I was around since the Civil War, since the Revolutionary War, hell, I walked Jesus across to the cross for all I know.
and that's the thing. Like, I wasn't one of those people. You've got to remember that because I was one of the older people.
I know that, but I think I'm older than you by a little bit.
I'm pretty sure you are. I mean, I'm only 33. I mean, no way around.
Oh yeah. I'm 39.
Yeah. No, but yeah, when you stop and think for all those kids, I joined in 2004. I mean, most of them hadn't joined until a year before we all deployed.
Man, but that still puts you in the same category as the rest of them of watching 9/11 happen somewhere in a non-military environment where I was in and literally had my wisdom teeth ripped out that day. And the only thing I could say as I'm drugged up is, what movie are we watching?
Me? That's okay. I'll be honest. I didn't know they're going on about the World Trade Towers, right? And I was like, who gives a crap about the fucking UN? I don't give a shit because I'm thinking it's in fucking like Geneva or some shit, Like I have no fucking idea. And then they're like, oh, in New York City. I was like, oh my God, that's here? Fuck those people. Kill them all.
See, like when it comes down to like the whole concept of like the different things, when it comes down to like the perception shit, like all the younger guys just viewed me as, I walked Jesus or whatnot, or I ran around with the dinosaurs. Hell, my own daughter told me I was born in 1881. I'm like, are you shitting me?
When I did the college thing, and I know Nick's done some of the college thing too. It's horrific if you are not able to be a liberal nut job and go to college. It's a horrible concept. Because I literally have all these kids. I'm sitting in a history of film class, and the professor's going on, and we didn't watch. What was it? We didn't watch Fahrenheit 9/11 because of.
Oh my God.
We didn't watch it because of me, but we still have to watch. What is it? Michael Moore, right? That's the right one, right? We still had to watch.
That's exactly right.
Film for some stupid reason. So we watched Bowling for Columbine instead. And I'm sitting there like, Did you realize I remember Columbine, right?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me right now? So we don't watch Fahrenheit 9/11 because of that, and then we get talking before that, and she's like, we get talking about Desert Storm, right? And she's like, blah blah blah, and I was like, I remember Desert Storm, and she's like,
Yeah.
how fucking old are you? I was like, you'd like to know, wouldn't you, bitch? Like,
The concept is that like they always refer to it as Desert Storm, but most people forget that it was a 2-stage Desert Storm and then Shield.
Right, but
the Shield was the close-up.
Let me set both of you off. I'm going to Nick. I apologize. It's delving into politics from the 1940s. This bitch literally got done telling me in the whole class, right, that she saw no benefit to the United States for getting involved in World War II. We just shouldn't have. It was we didn't really have business being involved in it.
That's like saying that we've never shut down our country at all. But everybody seems to forget that the Democrat Truman focused on America first, created some of the greatest works, Hoover Dam, several other projects that put Americans back to work after recovering from the Depression.
Nick,
but I guess that's just xenophobe.
Well, the look on your face, Nick. You're trying to think some way to put thoughts into words here. You look a little irritated by that comment.
We didn't need to get involved in World War II.
There's no benefit to us as a country.
No, like us as a country, we didn't thrive from the fact that we actually started to create a more equal workforce, or the ladder to that, by allowing women to actually hold jobs that men could only hold.
Because they were deployed,
or the fact that our production rate allowed us to actually be more successful in creating supply lines across 2 different war fronts, across 2 different fucking oceans, including spanning our entire fucking continental states, to which we would allow production to succeed and produce and basically conquer the world, establishing our right as a fucking superpower, and allowing us to monitor and keep people like fucking Hitler in check.
Well, here's the thing too.
Right doing that.
When you're talking about interconnecting East Coast to West Coast, people seem to forget that it was Dwight D. Eisenhower that created what we know as the nice highway system.
Interstate.
I mean,
the interstate,
which were designed for transportation and military, not for cars. So you can
exactly.
Off, you can get out of my way and stop regulating me down to a slower speed than you. It's my highway, bitch.
See, I mean, that's the fact that people forget about it is the fact that the I-40 that runs from west to east
the entire
actually is. Yeah, it's actually named the Dwight D. Eisenhower Highway or Freeway.
So here's I'm gonna get the
biggest leg of the Purple Heart Trail.
Let me put my crazy hair back on. All right, she might be right. By doing this, we span to quicker travel. All right, quicker travel worldwide, which allowed us to quickly spread viruses throughout our countries, internationally, so that everybody gets hit at the same time instead of one after another, everybody all at once, and then we've got with it all the news, So Look, my issue is we now have with the new mandate of our state, because Nick and I reside in the same state, 2 different sides of the same state.
What state?
Ohio.
Oh, you're FIFOs. Okay, got it.
So no, we've got Rhino Republicans running our state. That's the issue we have. All right, who told us we're not going to raise your fuel tax? We elect him. The first fucking thing he does.
Raise our fucking fuel tax.
Raise our fucking tax.
You do understand that politicians will tell you exactly what you want to hear.
You should have seen the other guy.
He can't be any worse than Brashear out here in Kentucky. Brashear 2.0.
You remember Boehner?
Who?
Boehner.
Name
Baby Boehner.
rings a bell. Yes.
Yeah.
That was he? Oh, damn. I'm sorry.
My wife wants to know if she can slap you for your mask wearing, Nick, when you're
Hey.
socially distant.
You're the one
He's
that brought up viruses and needed to be safe. I figured we got to be COVID friendly around here before we get.
Well, here's
I was thinking it was the fact that, you know, you were trying not to catch the crazy from Zach here.
No.
Hold on. I'm gonna wear it properly. Ready? Okay. I'm wearing it properly.
When you look at social media, right? The birth of social media, you look at the instantaneous communication and travel we have, right? This is why everybody's getting hit at once, and we're able to cause these massive freakouts that we wouldn't have had in the Spanish flu. Like it's just it is what it is.
If you actually look at the
big a freakout during Ebola.
No, we didn't.
1,000,000 times fucking more deadly. It has a 98% fucking mortality rate.
Here's my thing, right?
And we didn't do half the shit we're doing.
I have survived malaria twice. All right. At this point, I just don't care. The medicine sucks. It hurts like hell. It feels like demons climbing out of your chest. I just, if it happens, it happens. I got malaria twice. Okay. At this point, I just don't care anymore. Okay.
Well, see, you take a look at that aspect though. What you're talking about there. All right, I've been in countries where smallpox infections are rampant. Yeah. I've been in countries where malaria has been rampant. I've been to places where Ebola has been outbroke long before it even hit the U.S. You know, Iraq. There's a lot of cases that were out there that for Ebola just because of crap they eat. That's why I was always.
Let's stop here real quick, just for the YouTube world. We're not saying that this isn't a real virus, that it's not serious, that people aren't dying from it, that it doesn't have its issues. What I'm saying is,
the flu is deadlier than this, and that's coming from CDC.
And that's my thing. I'm gonna take precautions when I have to have precautions, and I'm not gonna freak out about it. But the idea of wearing a mask, the last time they put it out, was that it will prevent you from spreading it, not from receiving it. I have actual health issues where I'm not actually supposed to, be breathing in freaking nothingness, which is what masks do. And then move on to, like, I've got a son on oxygen 24/7. I've got all these things I have to worry about.
Exactly.
If you got the coronavirus in this house, it would be deadly to multiple people in my household. Do I live in fear, or do I go to work and pay my bills?
Well, that's the same thing that I got to face here. Okay, so now I'm a stay-at-home parent, and I do online schooling right now because they mitigated us off campus. But I still have to go out to the grocery store to get. What's that?
Nick needs to set his phone farther away from his computer. That's how you put it down next to your computer. Usually it's your phone or something that sets down your. Is it your fan? I don't know. His will just start. You hear that background noise? He can't hear it, but we can. Where he hears.
I hear the background noise.
Computer fan or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear the background noise myself. But like when it comes down to like, I got to walk out this house damn near every day, along with my wife. My wife goes to work. There's Monday through Friday she's working from home, and then Saturday and Sunday she goes and works at Kroger because she finally found a different job that allows her to be able to do the same shit she's doing now, just with a different company. Me, I had to step outside this house. I got a mother-in-law that I take that's on dialysis. I got to take her 3 days a week. She has mobility issues, health issues, and everything else, and I take every precaution. Like, that's the one biggest thing that always pissed me off with the whole politics shit is that all Trump supporters supposedly don't wear masks. But that's bullshit because that's not entirely true. There are people out there, even Democrat or whatever, that have medical conditions that don't allow them to be able to do so. So they are enacting their first and foremost, own health risk assessments.
Well, okay, so to take seriously, because you're literally making the smart comment, which is not everyone can safely wear a mask. The answer they give you is, then you don't go into stores. You're one of the people who should be hiding from everybody else. So you shouldn't be around all these people.
Not all of us have those goody chocolate treats that Pelosi has.
I sent this image here, right? You can't read it, but see, as you can see, it's taped to a table at a local grocery store.
Yeah.
Okay. This is from where I live. It says Governor DeWine has reissued the statewide mask policy. Therefore, you are required to have a mask on to enter the store. No mask means no shopping. We are not accepting doctor's notes at this facility. Sorry for any inconvenience. They also don't provide any alternate way of shopping.
Yeah, see, like Kroger has got, they implemented a while back, and it's become more prevalent for those that can't wear masks. So they have a program where it's done up just like Walmart, where you order online all your stuff. Somebody goes in there and they find all the Kroger deals that they can. So if there's a Kroger product,
time out. This wonderful idea, I've done it at Walmart. It takes a week to get your appointment, if you can even get it. And they kind of set it for you. And then it takes a week after you get your food for it to deduct out of your bank account. And so much so that it's pending, stops pending. So now it's disappeared as a transaction. Then it deducts out of nowhere. And
well, see, that's Walmart though.
Right, it's sometimes multiple transactions all at once. And that's my problem with all this online bank or online order thing to pick up at the store that everybody has. You have no control over the way any of this works.
No, I do agree with you there. I'm not in any which way, shape, or form trying to disconcern you as far as like saying yours are irrelevant.
With that whole concept is that's my issue with it, and they leave no realm of solution to that. But I know, Nick, was that what you were doing today when you were grocery shopping? You were waiting to pick up?
Yeah, I was waiting to pick up. I had to wait like an hour. Well,
even though you had an appointment,
I was there like an hour and a half because it took like 30 minutes to get a parking spot. Then I had to wait an hour after that, after calling the number saying, "Hey, I'm here to pick up this order. I'm in this spot." And
the baby needs to follow suit with what Kroger is doing, not to promote Kroger or anything.
Your background noise is gone now, Nick. You're good for now.
Not to say like I'm promoting Kroger or anything, but Kroger, the way they set it up is you order your stuff online and they tell you it'll be ready at the set time, and you drive around the back end of the building and they load it into your car. It's completely contact free and allows those that can't wear the mask to be able to shop.
But the Walmart that I went to here was kind of similar to that. Like, you drive around to the back, you park in a designated area, you call it in, like, "Hey, I'm here for this order," and they bring it out.
Yeah.
It took so long because it was so backed up, because the Thanksgiving holiday is about to happen in like 2 weeks, and people are just freaking out before we go into complete shutdown mode. So they're buying everything. I'm pretty sure toilet paper has flown off the shelf again.
Not yet. I'm sure it's going to, though.
My issue is when this first started, I looked and said, "You mean I don't have to go in the store?" This sounds like a wonderful idea. I hate people, right? Because
exactly.
I'm the one who had the little scan thing available at the store where you click the little scanner, you scan it, and then you check out. You never had to deal with nobody. Like,
yeah, I was doing those myself.
While you're walking, I was like, "This is great." I do self-checkout because I don't like the way people bag my stuff. Like, amazing. I was like, awesome. The problems with the billing was one. Number two, when my wife said she needed hair bleach, right? Hair bleach. She marked it on there. Bleach, which means you're bleaching your hair so you can dye it, right? That would make common sense to non-female. Okay. Oh my God.
That's not entirely true.
I think to get the exact thing, they sent us something very specific as a substitute for hair bleach. Okay, she just ran across. Hold on. Pissed off down across, and this was back in March. This is back in March. Oh, here you go. Can you see, Brian?
I'm
I know
on
you
the
haven't shown your camera this whole time.
Oh, it's because I'm on my phone and I'm in the kitchen cooking. I don't think anybody wants to see that. Yeah, L'Oreal.
This is the hair bleach.
But that's not bleach. That's a color.
Yeah.
See, I'm married, so I get my wife color every once in a while because she gives me all kinds of shit when I say you're dyeing your hair. She's like, you dye Easter eggs, you color your hair.
Yeah.
And so I've had to learn the terminologies and everything.
Substitution for hair bleach. By the way, mind you, you knew somebody who went in the store later. There was like 10 boxes of hair bleach sitting on the shelf.
Seriously.
Oh yeah, you just gotta remember their concept is when they do a cutoff, there still has to be X number of items on the shelf. So if they don't have, then we must substitute because we're not going to empty our shelf for people online ordering.
Yeah.
We're not going to come right out and say this, but this is a concept of commerce.
I'll see, like, we were discussing the fact that, everything is pretty much political. Even when it comes down to corporations in general, they spend a lot of time being political.
Disney. There we are. Disney. It's a good thing I'm not a weatherman because we would be fucked right now. Because I'd be talking about how it's storming in New York and pointing at fucking Seattle all the way up. Well, now I guess we're on this side. Pointing at Seattle all the way over here going, yo, we got this big storm front coming through New York City right now. We're going to have to lock down because this giant snowstorm. And I'm pointing at Seattle.
Now, see, you keep pointing at my favorite show, just so you're aware.
George Carlin and Wacky whatever.
No, the Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah. No. Look, all right, you can fuck off because that's Boba Fett.
I said it's my favorite show. I love the Mandalorian.
That's Boba Fett.
And if you've been watching it, Boba Fett's in it. He's not made his full reprise yet.
Spoilers. Shut your fucking goddamn mouth. I haven't seen it, but I'm not ruining it for other people. Shut your fucking mouth right now.
Well, hold up. I do have a spoiler alert.
No, okay. You can't do that right now. It's not in the title. I'm not running that risk.
Well, the thing that I've been saying mostly is the not my baby Yoda. So you want to talk about politics here. That's pretty political, the way I look at it.
You want to talk politics? Look how much merchandise they have of Baby Yoda sitting on the shelves right now.
Hey, shut up. I have one.
No, hold on. That, again, just like the end of last year after Christmas, they get left with a bunch of extra merchandise sitting on the shelves not selling. You know, it's the Star Wars toys are not selling like they did when we were kids. When we were kids, you'd be telling your mom and dad, that's what I want for Christmas. And they go, that's too fucking expensive. That's $5
See, now you're stabbing at me personally here. You're stabbing at me personally here because this last Christmas, all I wanted was that damn Baby Yoda. And my wife pre-ordered it at Walmart. Oh, mine's the plastic one, the hard plastic head. Here, you know what? I will turn on my camera. I'm leaving my kitchen for a second. Mom's outside.
Nice Christmas.
Give me a second. All right, there we go.
We got several Baby Yodas in the house because I have a 4-year-old.
I have one, and it's mine, and none of the kids are allowed to touch him.
I think she's got one, the hard plastic head one, right?
I have none.
Yeah. Hey, well, that's because you're infantry. We'll give you that pass.
But she had that little one.
You know, I spent more money on those.
I've got some of mine too, but I don't show them where they're at.
That's just the ones I carry, you know.
Oh, that's true. But I don't advertise mine because I don't need Big Brother coming knocking on my door and be like, hey, you're crazy. You're a red flag. Because we're one of those states.
Here's the worst part. Truck stops are selling all the same shit for Baby Yoda that they're selling at Walmart.
Yeah, I believe that. Well, truck stops also have a hell of a lot more items because, like, Flying J's and
pop truck stops.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know where you go stop. I'm just saying, just in general.
What I'm saying, I know you rule out the big name truck stops. You're talking mom and pop truck stops because the hell they probably bought them at Walmart, marked them up $1, and they call it a day. Not that they could admit to such a thing. But yeah, we also have this one too, running around the house.
Yeah. Well, if they're in the hands of somebody, they are technically running around the house. He is right.
Okay, Gandalf, what the fuck you doing over there?
Doesn't matter.
Leave the man alone. He's probably taking his medication at this point in time.
I wasn't sure if you were showing today. I almost had the title of the episode be Nando or Hendo. Someone will show, but I didn't do it because I wasn't for sure that you'd actually show on the show.
I'd show up. I mean, you asked me to, I'm going to, and I don't mind doing it.
We tried doing this. Realistically, we're shooting for every Saturday. The holidays are going to screw things up. There's just no way around it. But we're shooting every Saturday from 8 to 10, and it's not hard times. Like you saw today, we didn't start till fucking 8:30 because Nick had technical issues, which meant he technically didn't want to show, but he showed anyways. That's what he means by technical issues. He's like, technically, I don't want to be here, but fuck, I guess I have to because I let this jackass put my name first in the show. Nick and Zac Show has a better flair to it than the Zac and Nick Show. It's alphabetical, and it makes.
I don't know. You can actually go with the ZNN, and people are going to tune in because they're going to think it's like
CNN. Nobody's CNN. Their ratings are horrible.
I'm not talking about CNN. I was talking about the ass clowns that sit in the fucking desk all the time, and they're like, "So what celebrity can we slander today?" TMZ. That's it.
Yeah,
has a similar ring to it.
See, no, Nick and Zac Show because it's alphabetical. It also makes me not look cocky because there's a lot of people out there that think I'm full of myself and that I think I have to be the center of attention. I'm not gonna deny that. God damn, I don't get this.
Yeah, if you ask who has all the power during the show to disconnect, reconnect, do something with someone's mic, camera, whatever. The only one with access to the back green room, back room, backstage, whatever.
Then on top of that, you got your boss sitting in the back corner over there. We all know who's in charge.
Oh, for my show? For my side?
Yes. No, we can hear her in the background.
She is taking no responsibility for this show whatsoever. Where there's a line and looks and goes, you need to stop because otherwise you're going to get yourself thrown in prison or something. So you should shut the hell up. Yeah, she's over there like, who the hell just said that? I'm not the boss. She listens. She's literally 10 seconds behind me. She hears it on the YouTube itself, which is a 10
She just wants plausible deniability. That's all it is.
I would put it as no responsibility whatsoever because she's not responsible.
She doesn't want to be responsible for our two dumbass actions.
Yeah,
I would actually classify him more of the C-3PO.
Here's my thing, Nick. Are you gonna get any sort of comp time to come this way, like prior to Christmas, or is it gonna be after Christmas?
Probably not even until after the New Year. To be honest,
that's horseshit.
We just lost 2 people.
Damn COVID pussies.
Not even that. That's not including the COVID people. Like, we're short-staffed. Bad. We're about 6 officers under from our total force that we need, and then on top of that, we had 2 get promoted from the regular officer staff to like corporals, and we're losing 1 to the road, and then we've lost 3 to the road up until this point now. So in all, we've lost 8 officers on top of the 6 we already need.
So Nick, I got a question for you. You're a police officer?
Corrections.
No, he's
corrections. Okay.
He's not that smart or dumb yet.
I don't know. You know, when it comes down to taking the heat for some of the shit that's been going around, he's got the smarter choice.
No. You don't understand. He's working his way towards that same position that you're asking him if he's doing. He's literally this is like holdover, and I hope I don't get stuck doing this forever job.
Honestly, this job is kind of, I don't know. I mean, I want my commission, but you know, I can do this and still maintain my commission, and it's kind of tempting at this point.
So it wouldn't be that bad as far as a lateral jump.
Right.
Just saying, in general, being a cage kicker is not a bad deal.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Nope.
Yeah. Well, I think we've all walked that line at one point in time.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? That was an option I was having to look at if I kept getting screwed around where I'm at right now. Having some minor issues that lasted about 7 weeks, and we don't punish people, but that was you take my wording there. But we don't punish our drivers, okay?
Yeah.
But for 7 weeks, I was not where I'm at now, and so I'm going to take in. That was about the only other option I would have had. And I really don't want to go back to that, because my rule of thumb is I will be night shift. There will be no second shift. You either give me first or you give me third. No in between. But the time to start that's not right before the holidays. Let's start that in January, so I have a chance of dipping and going. I get the holiday off.
Yeah.
Starting just a few short months before the holidays, not the time to do it. But it's the only place I wouldn't lose my ass financially.
True.
See, that's why I like being in the position I'm in.
Stay at home?
Yeah, stay at home. This is the first time, and you got to remember, I know you do. I know Nick doesn't know the story behind it all. I spent my entire young adulthood all the way up until, as you claim, the older years, but yeah, deploying all the damn time. And I missed every child's birth and like all the major milestones and stuff like that. So it's been kind of nice to be able to be home for once. There's times where I'm like, I wish I could go back. There's tons of times where I wish I could go back. And for anybody to say like they never thought about it, I liked it. I mean, to me, it was stability. It was something I was good at.
Do you want to go back to work, or do you want to go back to the military? Is that what you're talking?
Go back to the military, because to me, that is work.
The APFT, when I got told, Sergeant Jaggers, why are you being a douchecock? And I said, well, what do you mean? And they said, you can't be swearing at the soldiers. And I said, you just called me a douchecock. And they look and go, you're a man. I said, out, done. And then you remember the good time. And it's like my wife, she knows that it would, mental health wise, would be horrific for me. It would not be good for the issues I actually currently have. But you remember the good times. And so you're like,
that's what draws me back.
You're like, wow. And then you stop, pause. Hey, we need to go repack that Connex that you just repacked 12 times already today.
Because we miscounted something.
We don't like the way you packed it. And you go, well, okay. And then they come out, and it says 12 times you've been told we don't like how you packed it. And then they come out and they supervise you, and you put it back the way you put it the first fucking time. You're like, this is just busy work, was it?
No, that it was true.
We're probably going to have to go through that because we're pretty sure we got to count something. You're like, busy work? Got it.
See, I missed the aspect of the training soldiers. To me, that was...
Here's my thing. Here's my big thing, right? I've told my wife, and my wife is she can't even tell me no, because she just looks at me and goes, you're fucking insane, so they're not going to let you do it anyways. I want to join the Space Force so I can look at you stop, Space Police.
Okay, well, no, I have a different aspect. I looked at it this way: is I weigh the same as I did when I got out, which was like 224. And
I weigh 149 pounds.
That's because you're a crackhead, but we're all right with that.
I'm fat now compared to what I was. Fuck you. I was like 134 solid for fucking a decade.
You know, if you ever came over to one of my friend's house whose mother was a full-blown Italian, she'd look at you. She'd like, "You need to eat."
No.
Yes, it is.
She would look and be like, you climbed through the windows. And I'd be like, yes, I do.
See, I grew up where when it came down to the idea of the concept of the Space Force, anybody who says they don't think about the idea of Space Force in general is lying to you, because at least one point of our time in our life, we thought about being a damn astronaut.
Oh yeah, of course. Keep talking.
For some of us that are older, to remember the Challenger blowing up and watching it in school, i.e. me, I mean, I'm giving away my age here. I stopped wanting to be an astronaut because I didn't want to be that. Yeah, well, so you remember Top Gun, right?
Yeah, I remember Top Gun.
Okay, I wanted to be a fighter pilot at that point in time after the Challenger blew up, and then I saw what happened to Goose. I said, nope.
That flat top spin straight into the canopy, boom.
Yep, was not having that either.
The
ideal of the Space Force is appealing.
Oh yeah, no,
I mean,
this is definitely appealing. Like, I think everyone thinks about it because, like, how, like, not to just be like an astronaut, but like, or to be like what's that game, Halo, a Space Marine. When Halo came out, everyone was like,
yeah,
it would be so awesome if we could be like that.
Now, if you want to go even further back before Halo, you could go with the Colonial Marines from the Alien series and Predator series.
Yeah.
Pause. Stop. You guys are both wrong. You got to think. In one, I always wanted to be a stealth bomber pilot for whatever fucking reason. Then I realized I'm scared of heights and I wear glasses. The other thing, though, is fifth grade, I was reading the book, not the movie, but the book, Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card.
I remember that.
Amazing fucking book. Movie did,
yes.
Yeah. Out of most movies books that get turned into movies, that one wasn't too bad in it, other than way too rushed, and it has Harrison Ford, so it makes it amazing anyways.
He is a great actor.
Here's my question, though. Why did we need a Space Force all of a sudden? Why is SpaceX constantly launching to the space station right now? But conspiracy nut you here a little bit. I have to ask, why? What is going on that we don't fucking know about?
You want to go conspiracy here? Okay. So here's where some of my other
the little pills that the Navy pilots keep finding, freaking the Tic Tacs flying around, all magically coming out by the fucking Pentagon being released at the same fucking time.
No, I do agree with you there, and that's kind of where I was going with it. I mean, this also just shows kind of how my being at home dabbles. I like to get into physics. I like to get into astronomy. I like to get into theory of relativity, etc. So when we come down to it, you take a look at the late Steve Hawking. What did he tell the last people on his last dying breath that he had for his last book, Pixelated Universe? Do you recall that?
I don't know.
Do you recall
that fucking crazy crack? Talk like a robot. I'm fine. Fucking my computer did that too. Am I gonna ask the little paperclip what to fucking do too?
No, I'm saying, like, if you listen to what he actually talks about there, is that you're talking about several different variations of what he actually explains within his book. Is he talks about, one, aliens. He talks about the climate changes on our own planet, which scientists have proved that it's not a matter of we're causing the problem. It's we are in a certain cycle between the ice age and warming.
I'm pretty sure you're causing the problem right now. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck are you still cooking dinner right now?
I'll see. I'm making everything from scratch.
Right.
To include my
But you're
margaritas.
eating dinner at what, like 11 o'clock tonight?
No, I'm on Eastern. It's 9:39. I'm in Kentucky.
I
I'm on the-
understand that.
I'm on the right side of Kentucky.
Yeah. But with how long you're taking to cook this dinner,
You also got to remember, when it comes down to smoking chicken, you can't rush that.
no, you started sooner.
I did start it sooner. It takes a while for my smoker. I have a small one. I don't have a big one right now because that rusted out.
That's because the kids don't have school tomorrow, and you aren't doing church. You eat dinner at freaking 1 o'clock in the morning. I understand.
Church?
Now.
What's church?
Yeah, the thing you just said you are going to.
Brian here. I don't know. What's church?
I'm spiritual here. I believe in something higher than me, but I don't believe in a orthodox idealism.
Yeah, or you can just not be an asshole.
I'm not. No, I'm always an asshole. Just most people don't catch on right away. Come on.
No, I caught on a long ass time ago. Just usually you're not. Usually you don't go church. What's church? But I go, because obviously you don't have church in the morning. Instead of going, you're right, I don't. You're like, yeah. Only jackasses go to church, and it's like, well, fuck you too.
No, I'm not saying jackasses go to church. According to politics, though, it's just Trump supporters.
Are you wearing a mask right now while you say that to me?
I was waiting for you to take that sip. So, yes. I think both me and Nick were waiting for it to come out your nose.
I smartly drink on this show.
So do I.
Yeah.
As of now.
In other words, he waited until an hour and 16 minutes of the show to start drinking.
I've been drinking a lot longer than that.
Nick's over here like, I can pretend to drink. But no, Nick, the reason I was asking was, right. The reason I was asking is, we could actually live show from the same location, Nick, and actually do that. And could have possibly have pulled off like a pre-Christmas episode. That's why I was wondering if you were going to make it this way or not.
No, I put in for the time and it got canceled because of all that.
When were you going to tell my wife?
I just found out today.
When were you going to tell my wife? You're like, I'm hiding from her? I don't want to be the one to tell her. She bought shit to make a pie for me for no reason.
I was going to tell her tomorrow when I actually got the confirmation it was canceled. Because I got told today that it's going to be canceled. I don't have confirmation that it's canceled.
Did you look at them and say, that's not my fault that you're jackasses and you let people leave?
Hey, just fair warning.
I like my job. And the guy that told me doesn't take kindly to my kind of sarcasm like that.
Well, just fair warning. I'm going to go mute my mic for a second. Just so that way you guys are aware. If you ask me a question, I do apologize. It's going to be like an army chow hall up in here.
No, you're fine. But no, Nick, I didn't say be sarcastic. I meant seriously. Look and be like, it's not my fucking goddamn fault that you guys are dumbasses and don't know how to manage people. That's when you get. That's when you get the comment thrown at you when you get blah 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 $1 million to buy this company. Then you could you can dictate how it runs. And I look, really, is that how it's going to be then? Not that ever happened.
No. Never with you, right?
I'm just crazy. It's not my fault.
Yep. But no, I got the heads up today. But there's still a chance I can get it. It's very slim.
Right. Yeah. We knew it was a stab in the dark. If you'd put it in like a month ago, then it would probably have been.
I would have it. If I had to put it in a month ago, it'd have been already approved, and they can't take it back once it's approved.
Well, part of it is we saw Nick doing this decline in regards to, Henderson's conversation earlier, doing this decline, finally working his way up and then hitting a stagnant point, which I think from a psychological point of view, Brian, would be a dangerous point is when do you hit stagnant? Because we're trying to keep bringing you up the rest of the way to where you steady out where you belong instead of being a stagnant plateau prior to where you should be.
See, when it comes down to stagnant, there's a lot of issues. It depends on how you actually look at it. Again, it goes back right into the perceptions things. You have one choice. You can go down or you can eventually go back up.
Yes, but when the rest of the world is trying to put an anchor around your fucking ankles, it's really hard to keep going up. So it requires other people to pick you up and bring you the rest of the way up to where you belong.
But see, isn't that what we do in the military community as well as with the veterans just in general? We spend more time focusing on each other.
That's what you're supposed to do, but a lot of jackasses don't until it's convenient, and they go, "Oh, hey, it's Veterans Day. Let me change my profile picture so everybody can thank me, and then I'm gonna ask everybody else how they're doing. Be like, hey, and how's it going? And you don't care about them the rest of the fucking year. Or when one person offs themselves, because it's going to happen, right? It's bullshit. It sucks. It's just when you have that many number of people that you know, it's the likelihood you're going to at least know one person that does it, and that's when everybody comes raining in hell and goes,
Okay.
"We need to contact our buddies. We need to contact our buddies." Wednesday buddy check, and it lasts literally about a month. But then they want to do Facebook. Has everybody contacted their buddies? Well, if you're one of my friends and you're not contacting me to begin with, and one of my friends. Not just somebody who I know from a Facebook page, but somebody I actually know. And then you don't get a hold of me, but you're telling everybody else to get a hold of everybody. Fuck you. I feel like I should have a mohawk while I'm saying this.
No, I do understand where you're getting, because I feel the same fucking way. When it comes down to people like, even if it's not a matter of I killed myself or somebody killed themselves, if it's somebody that we know personally, like let's take a look at Sergeant Rainey. He was 3-1 MP. He died of cancer. He was the only one that was in my corner when I was going through the bullshit with my ex-wife. So, you're not the only one, Nick, that has bullshit with ex-wives.
Problem with him, he wouldn't tell you how bad it got at all. And he'd always be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get through this. Don't you worry about me. How's your family?" And that's all he gave a fuck about. And that was the greatest thing about him, but also his biggest flaw, because it left him alone. And then, granted, he had a newer family, and then everything happened during this COVID shit for him. So nobody can do anything anyways.
No, I agree with you. It did suck. It did suck because, like I said, he was there when nobody else believed me. He was there. Like the entire step of the way, when all the people that I had ever deployed with, ever seen me around my kids, went their ways because either they were getting out, transitioning to a new unit or whatnot. He was there. He stayed with me through every step of the way, gave me fucking confidence that things would work out the way they should be.
Right.
And it sucked because I found out at the very last fucking minute. Psychologically, that fucked me up.
Oh, I knew that he had it, but I didn't know how bad it got until I got a phone call. Kid you not, and because on YouTube we can have this private conversation later. I found out I got a phone call from somebody from Germany who now in Germany that about it. It's like, yeah, I already knew about that, but yeah, it was one of those interesting. Yeah, I'll shoot you a message with the name of the person that and you will have your own opinion. Oh, you're on your phone. You can't even read it, can you?
No, not at the moment. I can't.
Yeah, I'll get you later. One of our viewers would know the person too, because I'm pretty sure I can guess one of our viewers. I'm pretty sure I can guess. who usually every once in a while puts something in our chat comments, and we're getting nothing because even they're like, this show's horrible. I only watch because I feel obligated. It's like, okay, well, at least you feel obligated.
That's because you invited a little crying ass motherfucker like myself.
Well,
come and speak.
The issue is I'll probably have to send you the link to the channel because you probably didn't even investigate farther. Because I don't want you liking the wrong Facebook page. The WWE kids can fuck off. All right, I had this first. They can fuck off. I don't care that they're probably fucking like 17-year-old kids or younger. They can piss off. But I'll send you the proper link, and maybe you can help us build up some viewership because I know you've got ample people you still talk to.
Yeah, that, and on top of that, I have other resources to use, like Polar. I use Freedom Lake. There's quite a few different people that I know on the.
Yeah, that is that the Twister thing that people are always on? The bird thing?
It's actually a variation of Twitter. Liam,
the fuck Twitter?
You know that little bird thing. You know Trump's on it all the time.
Yeah, it's StreamYard. It's right up here on the corner. It's a bird, right? Yeah.
No, it's not a duck, but close enough.
Look, okay, I shit you not. All right, I'm doing the college thing, and I'm doing that composition course or whatever. They got to teach you to write. The lady goes, and I'm older than her. I shit you not. I'm older than most of my professors. Her dad was military, so she's at least got some respect for me. And she asked, it starts going on about fucking Twitter or some shit. Do we have to write a professional email? And I'm like, have you ever wrote a professional email? And she's like, well, yeah. I said, no, outside of your school. And she's like, well, what do you mean? I said, have you ever emailed a CEO of a business or like a director of operations, like corporate director of operations? Well, no. So they type the whole fucking goddamn email in the subject. Well, what do you mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
One sentence in the subject, and it takes up like this fucking much. I said, no, don't talk to me about professional fucking emails. But she starts going on about Twitter. I was like, what's Twitter? And she pulls it up, spends 45 minutes explaining to me really, but the class, what the fuck Twitter was. And I was like, she's like, well, the X number of characters. I said, well, why would you want to limit yourself? Well, I mean, I said, why don't you just use Facebook then? Wouldn't that just be easier? Because they don't limit what you can say. 45 fucking minutes later, the class is over, and all we've done is talked about what Twitter is. Because I just keep going, I guess I just don't understand.
See, I enjoy having fun with the students in my class because they always ask, what is the most interesting thing that's ever happened to you? So I say, I've been blown up 6 times and didn't die.
Here,
I have.
The best one, we're talking about piracy, right? Piracy of online piracy of like music and stuff. Nick, you'll want to pop back in for this one because you're really going to love this. All right. Your facial features are going to be worth it. Okay. Talk about online piracy. And I was just like, you guys all feel special. Like you came up with something new. And the whole class is just sitting. And this is one of the big auditorium classes, right? This is like a media class, right? And I was like, you guys all feel special. I said, but we've been doing this for decades. And they're like, well, what do you mean? I said, we used to take fucking tape decks, hook the microphones, and hold them up to the speaker and only get either the A side or the B side, the left or the right, and try to record and hope we didn't have somebody else talk while we're trying to record a fucking song.
The worst part about that is the fact that you actually had to wait and know when they were going to play the song. If you were lucky enough to get your ass up off the couch to fucking get it.
And that's the way you did it. Tell me I'm wrong, Nick. You muted your microphone as you're about to try to talk.
That is the way you did it. Or if you were lucky enough that you managed to find that one fucking tape player that had the magic record button on it so that you could pop in your fucking tape that you're getting ready to fucking make a new mix of, pop it in, and you'd sit by the radio, listen to the fucking top 40, and you were checking the fucking top 40 charts And you were just like, okay, I know it should start playing right about now. And then you get, this is Steve Harvey. And this is your weekly top 40. Or Lee Harvey.
Hold on.
This is Lee Harvey with the weekly top 40.
We'll get
and you're like, fuck, I hit it too soon. But yeah, that was how you did. You did side A, side B. You hit it, you hit record, you stop, and you pray you didn't record over the clear tape. The clear tape.
Okay,
You know
Thunder Rolls by Garth Brooks. You'll never hear the original song where she kills the fucking dude at the end or whatever.
Well, actually, that's an added addition, though.
Well, yeah, but you never hear it on the radio. And I've got Sirius XM. You can play anything on Sirius XM.
Yeah, that's true.
They will not play that version. They play the shortened, censored version of the song.
Because he won't release the longer version. He owns it.
Garth Brooks is an asshole when it comes to music. Let's be real.
He
did release it because my wife has it still up. I think she never even moved it from her parents' house and risked that it might get damaged in the move. What if you got in a car accident? This is the only copy I have of this song because you can't even find it. I mean, I'm sure if you search YouTube long enough before Garth Brooks bans it, you can find it.
No, actually, he doesn't ban it. You can find it on YouTube. And in fact, it's only aired in the live version of him performing.
The look my wife is giving this computer right now of I've searched for this song. You might need to verify that with a link later on because
I'll send you a link to it. I found it before, but it's like I said, it's a live version.
He's got Garth Brooks is real finicky about his music. He treats it like the Disney movie vault.
Oh, because it is
Beatles vault instead of because he's worried that if
can take as long as of a break from music
and come back shit hot.
Yeah, and still make that same amount of money consistently and have that last him that long without dipping into anything.
Look, Toby Keith.
How many artists are capable of doing that?
Just Toby Keith himself spiked the concept of going to faster horses freaking last year. Not this year 2020 shit, because I think they ended up canceling it even in the end. But last year with Toby Keith spiked the fucking prices, but it also made it now the show of the fucking country because of it. So now the prices can go up even higher.
What happens if Garth Brooks shows up?
Yeah, I'm going to it.
Then I guess you're going to it too, Nick? Was it Blake Shelton the 1 year? Yeah, Blake Shelton. This motherfucker. All right. So we're talking faster horses, MIS, Michigan International Speedway. In 2018. Is marijuana legal in 2018 outside of medical for recreational use in 2018? Garth Brooks
I think Colorado was the one that was actually first starting.
Now you got me on the wrong one. Blake Shelton literally stands up there. He's drunk and stoned by this point because it rained and they delayed his show. But he's like, I'm still going on tonight. So it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours past his showtime or some shit, right? And he's up there. And he's going to go long, too, because he doesn't just go to, the time, because he was supposed to have been the last show of the night anyways. So he doesn't even go to the end of the time. He's like, you guys came to see a show. You're going to see a show. And he's up there beforehand, and they give him a microphone, and he's talking. And you can tell this dude's drunk. I want to know how the fuck he sings, sounding sober as fuck when he can't even keep his words from slurring when he's talking. And he's stoned out his mind because he said, he tells everybody, and then you guys up here in Michigan, now that it's legal, all you guys can be back there getting fucking stoned or whatever. However he words it, right? He literally tells everybody it's legal in Michigan, so you're good. Go get fucking high in your fucking camper. You can get high right where you're at. And it's like, Blake, no, not in Michigan yet. That's not till a year later. This isn't Back to the Future, motherfucker. It doesn't work this way. So that's my faster horses story. Besides the fact that it always rains. Always rains.
Yeah.
Going back to Garth Brooks, are you trying to pull off his goatee here?
No. No.
I'm sure you go back in the bedroom and ask your wife, hey, we're going to do the mustache right now?
I'm sure that's not usually the way this show goes. We leave things like that alone, you dick. But don't worry. Now we'll find out if our social media manager ever lets you on our show again. Good thing she manages social media. Yeah.
See, everybody has those little Freudian slips, right?
Well, but you know that the concept is I don't need to go for a goatee like that because this thing's peppered on its own. See that,
dude? Did you even take a look at mine when you saw my face?
You look at all the regular hair, and you're seeing that there's no gray in this motherfucker.
Do you see that right there? And
no,
right here, yeah, you have nothing on the gray and silver
on this because I don't have a pedo stash going.
I got rid of that last deployment.
Oh, my bad. Mexican stash. You got the Mexican
thank you.
Latino stash going. That's right.
Hey, just remember, no more locked doors, man. No more locked doors.
How many teeth are in a dog's mouth? She's actually searching it. That's why I love my wife. She's like, you know what? That's a good question.
I do have to
probably somewhere. I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna take a guess here. I'm gonna stab at it. I'm gonna say about 43.
43. I think it's more than that.
I'm gonna go with 52.
52. 43 and 52.
Well, you got to remember too.
42.
The dogs chew on bones.
42 teeth. I was completely off because I thought it was more than that.
I was closest, was I not? And I'm not even a veterinarian.
Well, hold on. We're gonna get a figure here for you. What? Yeah, there's 126 white little fucking chomps going around this fucking house right now. I'm not really worried about people, but I still lock my doors.
I live out where I live, dude. You got to climb, literally drive up or walk up a half a mile. If you're coming up to my house, there's probably a problem. You're lost.
Or you invited me.
No, I'm saying just in general. If you make it up to my house, like anybody else wise.
But
we live a half a mile off the road.
If you make it up to my house,
then you've gone to church?
Pretty much. Or you're getting buried in the cemetery.
Yeah. See, he doesn't go to church, but he lives shares a driveway with the church. So you're either going to church or he's going to pass you back to the church. One or the other.
Either way, you're going to church.
No, that's tomorrow. That's in the morning. That's in the morning, mind you. Yeah.
Work in the morning.
God will forgive you. You can do 6 o'clock Saturday nights, I'm sure.
They don't have 6 o'clock Saturday nights here. It's not a Catholic church.
Oh, well, then it sucks to be you.
It's Methodist.
Yeah. Well, that's the next best thing. They're still drunk, too. I'm not wrong. No. Lutheran, then Methodist for the closest to the Catholic faith. I mean, out of all realism, minus Catholic faith being either Orthodox, Eastern Orthodox.
But on a serious note, I do have to get going.
No. We're about to end the show anyways because we're hitting 10:02. So we're working that way anyways. So don't worry, Nick. We're on the same page as you.
Yes, I am.
We're waiting for Henderson to be able to bring his camera back on because he's managed to join the show. With that nice gaming microphone,
Hey, it's what I got right now for my phone, so that way you don't hear all the background noise of the kids and wife and everything.
That's my wife using hers just to hear the TV because she's like, you know what? I can actually have volume, and finally remembered you can do this thing. She's got literally. I mean, what the fuck else is she supposed to do when I do this? I haven't put together an office yet, to where I can go out of the room. Yeah, when set up my computer because I'm using hers still because we don't even have any place to set up a desktop. Whereas Nick's got lucky. He's got his guns behind him.
I'll see the next time if I do actually get to be allowed on by the social media manager there.
Right.
Praise be to her. But
right.
I have Halloween decorations behind me.
No, she's not against Halloween, but it is almost Thanksgiving. Now,
that's Halloween all year round here.
Well, as long as you're not at Christmas, prior to Thanksgiving, you're good. Yeah, like it's one thing to have a nativity in your house. You can go with that. If you have your Christmas lights and your blow ups out, and it's not even Thanksgiving, your house can burn for as far as she's concerned.
So I need to set the Christmas tree
You have
right
a short. Right.
The desktop Christmas tree goes right here.
If you can put a Christmas tree on your desk, I mean that's your business. I don't know you'll do it though. The back behind you on the shelf on your dresser, that'd probably be a better spot for one. It's a corner.
That one?
Yeah.
See, I'm trying to help you get views, so I'm keeping my camera off. You know, nobody wants to see
people
my rant.
recognize you, and then they want to know what the fuck's going on. We've had in our comment stream, we've had Esco, we've had Harris.
Well, let me give a shout out to Esco there.
I think he doesn't watch
Harris?
in Korea. Harris
He's watching in Korea?
Yeah, well, no, he wasn't in Korea at the time, but that's fine.
Oh.
I will catch up with you a little bit later. We'll move to the green screen or the green room here. We'll pop this show off. So it's been good having you. I think we had some decent conversation. We'll probably have you on again. Nick and I are good with having regulars on this show because
Tap me anytime.
there's a cat in my house. That's what it is. I was like, what the fuck are they barking at? They're going towards the back door. Now I might need to get concerned. And no, the cat happened to be in the kitchen. How dare it go anywhere in the house? And it's older than, whatever. But but anyways, no, we try to hold open conversation on most things. There is some lines that we don't cross. I'm working on that conversation with the other Zach with an H, because he needs to understand some of this, and it's a good thing he's not on today, because I probably would have booted him off the show if he'd gone the route he was talking. And it's just because there's certain line points I won't touch. I won't let the show touch, because I'm technically producer of the show, even though I'm not producer of the show, because I don't. Nobody else wants to learn how to do the fucking production shit. It's really what it comes down to. But
what he's not saying is that I offered to learn.
Yeah, I know. And I told you it's really easy and how to do it, and you laughed at me.
No, you haven't told me how to do it.
So, but come over and I'll show you.
He holds the password to this.
You have the email. That's literally all there is to it.
What email?
It must have been on Hillary's server.
Not at the bottom? Is it not say email us? The Nick and Zac, Facebook, Instagram. No, okay, we got to fix our ticker. There should be an email at the bottom.
Yeah, it doesn't say an email on your little ticker, but you might have accidentally sent it to Hillary and it got destroyed.
That's true.
I'm sorry, I had to go there.
Nick and Zac Show at gmail.com.
Oh, you almost sounded like a news reporter right there.
I look and sound like I belong on MSNBC.
More like CNN. Next to Cuomo.
No.
Alien.
We're the most trusted news source. Welcome to CNN. Would you like some of your morning Joe? I'm half.
Aliens.
I mean, sadly, it's empty. I'm half cocked at 3 a.m.
You almost had the hairdo there. I'm not gonna lie. When you said aliens, it immediately made me think of the dude from Ancient Aliens.
No. When he did this and it folded out, he looked like a Who from Whoville. Like it went up and then it folded out at the top, and it looked like a Who from Whoville. See, the problem for Nick, though, is, and the reason we can't take the show longer, because I can still be good because I won't go to bed for like another hour or so. But Nick actually has to work first thing in the morning because his shift is shifted weird. So if Nick actually would show up on time, we would have had an extra half hour on this show. But Nick never shows up on time. And the one day I actually have everything set up, ready to go early. Nick's half an hour late.
I do appreciate the invite.
No warning that you're ready to pose. Just, hey, boom.
I gave you a time, and I sent you the link.
You gave me time. Then you sent me the link like 5 minutes early.
Hold on, Nick. Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 minutes warning. You can't argue with her. She cooks you food when you come over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's bad enough that I upset her last episode, so I'm not gonna try and do it 2 episodes in a row.
So, but I sent out the link. If you're interested, Brian, let me know. We can merge you into at least show up as you will for the show. And we post up on it's a Facebook Messenger thing. Because I don't do Twitter and the DM thing, and I don't think Nick. Do you have a Twitter? Do you have a Twitter people can Twitter you on?
No.
Oh, so you actually know what it is?
Hold on. Shut up. Do you have a Twitter people can Twitter you on?
No.
Oh. Do I have a Twitter people can Twitter me on?
I don't know.
You Twitter yourself in the background.
No, because I'm not a twat, so I don't have Twitter. Okay?
He doesn't tweet his twat on Twitter.
Sorry, I have an ear infection. I got to figure it out. Can't hear you.
So, but no, and it's Nick and Zac Show at gmail.com. I guess I might have to update this thing. But you can find us on Facebook. Blah, blah, blah. Brian, share us with your friends once you get the link for the actual channel, because apparently you don't even have the fucking link because you're Facebook friends with us and you don't ever pay any fucking attention.
I'm old. What do you expect?
You have Twitter. Fuck off.
I don't have Twitter. I have Parler.
Even
Big
Trump
difference.
knows what the fuck Facebook is, all right? Yeah, fuck off. Biden's demented ass knows how to tweet, okay?
Are you sure he knows how to tweet, or is that his handlers? That's all I'm asking.
My answer would be Biden.
Hold on.
Look,
Hold on. Let me go sniff somebody real fast so that way I can answer that question.
If Al Gore invented the internet, Biden invented the tweet.
Al Gore didn't invent shit. It just happened to be around when he was in office as
Al
vice
Gore
president.
invented the internet, Biden invented the tweet. And with the tweet, well, I won't make any accusations that I can't back up with founded evidence. But I'll let everybody else share theirs. And the evidence I have is this has been a wonderful show, Nick. A wonderful show. Has it not? No,
It was so spectacular. I was so pleased.
All right. But like us, follow us, share us on with your friends. Help us beat the WWE kids that want to steal our fucking name, because they actually have more followers than us, or subscribers. What is it on this thing? Subscribers? They have more subscribers. Hold on. Let's get really dirty here, right? Okay. Right here before the end, Nick. They have more subs than us. Now, how fucking gay does that sound when you listen to any YouTube and it goes on? They're like, we need subs. And you're like, are you talking the food, or are you talking some like kinky sex shit in your dungeon that you need to keep to yourself? Okay? Keep it to yourself. Subscribe to us.
It is 2020, so that's a wide range right there.
You're casting a wide net, and you're trying to drag in like every kind of fish.
That explains your hair that just did the like 1998 Backstreet Boys. Okay? All right. Leave Hillary alone.
No.
Oh, no, was it Brittany? Brittany, my bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't follow fucking music then. They're like, and back then, all I listened to was what was classic rock at the time, and now would be like, historic rock.
Except for now, it's considered classic oldies music.
Now Nirvana is considered classic. All right, let's fuck off. All right.
All right. Well, I really need to sign off, and I'm about to just
So do I.
exit the show because I have to actually go.
I'm talking like Cinderella and Duran Duran, But
Yeah.
hit the subscribe button, the like button. I'll go over all the shit that Nick's supposed to go over because he didn't do it at any point in this show. Hit the notification bell if you actually give a fuck when we talk, unless you want to just watch it later. Whatever. share with your friends, Nick.
Nick doesn't have any friends.
God damn. No, that was,
Thanks for having me.
You don't have any. Oh, you're quite welcome. Thanks for being on. He's gone.
All right.
She says, she goes,
Nick and Zac Show. If you like us, enjoy our time here, click the like, subscribe, and bell to get our notifications. Until then, see you next time.
It helps if he would finish his statement before he logs off.